Hello? This is Edgewaterdan with Dannyboy McDonough.
All right, so we're gonna try this again.
We're going to try it again.
So now, is this the second podcast or is this the fourth podcast?
I'm going to call it the fourth.
All right, so this is our fourth podcast. It's a cold winter Saturday night, and I don't have my headphones on. Which apparently is very important.
Yes.
In the podcasting world. Ooh, I can hear myself.
And how you doing?
Nice.
We're a little tired because we had to wait for Matt to get here. He sort of took the wind out of our sails, and now we're trying to get that engine revved up again. I feel real loud today. How's you doing in the booth there, Matt?
Very good.
I feel a little loud. Are you sure I'm not loud? This is a lot louder than the other day.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
I turned your headphones up.
Oh, okay. So I could turn them down here, too. Yeah. Dan, who won the football game today?
The first game, the Patriots won. It was a close game. They had to come back. Tom Brady never count out Tom Brady in the fourth quarter, but he looked good. Second game's going on right now, and Cam Newton is holding his own.
Is he?
It could be an exciting game.
You know how I'm paying attention to the NFL.
All right, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about football.
No, we're not, are we?
No, we're not.
Jeez, what are we going to talk about today?
You know what? I have a couple stories.
That's hard to believe. Are they about you?
Yeah, it's all about me.
Okay.
Didn't I say this podcast is all about you? But I hear from friends of mine who have heard it, and I can't believe I have friends that have actually listened to this thing. But they say I kind of monopolize the conversation. I apologize for that. I don't mean to be monopolize the conversation.
You know what the thing about it is, Dan? It's not about me. It's about us. And if
I did not know that.
Well, if it's about you, it's about me. And the show is a team. It's a team effort. You know.
Right. Well, I can tell you. All right. So yesterday I went out and I bought a new iPhone 6. I was very happy with my new iPhone 6. I went away from the iPhone and I went Samsung. I went Android. And
you bought an Android? I thought you.
Well, now, can you follow the conversation? I was one of the first guys with an iPhone, and I loved it. But then I got sick of it, and everyone told me, "Oh, you got to go Samsung. Got to go Samsung." So I had a Samsung for a very long time, and I hated it. So I went back to iPhone, and I love this iPhone 6. I got the gold color, very very fancy, and I loved it. And I had it yesterday, and I was using it this morning at 7 a.m. on the 151 bus going into downtown.
We know how you hold on to your phones.
Well, I left it on the bus. Had it for less than 24 hours.
I have never in my life met a person who's lost so many phones.
I know.
You lose a phone a week.
I do.
You went through like 5 numbers when they didn't give the same number out.
Well, no, I would. Even though they offered to give me the new number, I like to get a new number every year just to kind of cleanse myself. I have some hanger-ons in my life that I don't like. So.
Are you kidding me?
I like a new number once a year.
So you got another number?
No, this time I kept my number. And I said, I'm going to be responsible and keep my number. I'm going to be responsible and keep my phone. And I had it for about 16 hours.
If you would look into my phone, it has like 4 Dan McDonoughs. I had Dan McDonough, Danny McDonough, just to keep your phone so I'd know which number was different.
Well, let me tell you.
You're an idiot.
I know. So I leave it on the bus, and I got into where I was going, and I called the CTA. This is good. I got lost and found, and I talked to a lovely, nice young lady, and she was very helpful.
What was her name?
Sharika.
Okay.
And Sharika was very, very nice, and she was very helpful, and she was very pleasant. And she put me on with the garage at the CTA.
And let me do that. Hello, garage.
Right. But no. And I said, hi, how are you? My name is Dan. How you doing? And she was very nice and very helpful. And you know what she says to me?
What?
She says,
we just missed a perfect opportunity to do shtick. I gave it to you. I put it up like a softball.
All right.
And you knowed me because it's all about you. So go tell your story.
All right. So anyway,
hello, garage.
She says, first of all... All right, well,
forget it. Go ahead.
All right. She tells me, that you'd be shocked how many phones get turned in every day at the CTA on buses and L's. And I was very happy to hear that. She was very encouraging. She gave me some hope. And she said that bus is scheduled to pull in the garage around 3. She told me that the driver gets off work at 3. And she would call me at 3 o'clock when that buzz came in if the phone was there or not.
Right.
I never got a phone call.
No.
I never got the phone back.
It would have been funnier if you let me do my shtick. So that just
I never
a
got the phone back.
matzo ball.
But now here is what I've realized.
So you lost your phone, and you've been without a phone all day.
I've been without a phone
So what?
since 8 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
I found it freeing.
Oh, good.
I mean, think about it. When was the last time you were not 100% accessible 24/7, 365, and didn't have your phone with you?
I leave my phone home all the time now.
Oh, well, now you're ruining my story. I'm telling you that in this day and age, when you're always looking at your phone, you're checking your emails right away, you're answering people right away, you're answering that phone all the time.
Right.
It's very nice to not have a phone all day. I mean, it's jarring. I was waiting for you at the Starbucks, and I guess what I did? I read the Wall Street Journal at Starbucks from front to back.
You didn't read the stuff. You didn't read it.
I did.
You sat there in
I can tell you a
Starbucks to make it look like you're some kind of hotshot reading the Wall Street Journal. Hi. Right?
No, all right.
And you probably pointed it at everybody that walked in. You pointed at the paper. Look, I'm reading the Wall Street Journal. Right?
Maybe you got me. You got me.
Look, Wall Street. Hey, what kind of stocks do you got? Do you got any stocks?
No, but I read this great story.
You have no stocks.
No stocks.
I have a Scottrade account.
I don't gamble.
Well, I got a Scottrade account, and
How's that doing for you?
Actually pretty good. I invested in the new software that is going into the. Did the iPhone watch come out yet?
You gotta bring the iPhone back up.
Yeah, it's coming out, right? Next year. This upcoming year. Yeah, that's Dan, the drummer.
Dan, another Dan.
Yeah.
The last thing this podcast needs is another Dan.
Matt brought some drag-alongs from the band. We got the band here. He's from New York too, this kid. But anyways, I invested in the software that goes into the watch. So when you run and it has motion, you could use the watch and the phone because of the motion.
Very nice.
So maybe that'll take off for me. If not, I don't.
If it does, I need some money because I need to buy a new phone. But you know what? I'm going to go for at least another day without a phone.
Go for a week.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Do you need it for work?
I'm a very important person.
You need it for work.
I don't need it.
No?
No. But so that was my story.
Then you don't
today.
need it. You sit at your desk.
So tell me, you're gonna buy one of these Fit watches, one of these Fitbits?
No, I just got the stock.
Well, don't you want to try it out?
I might. I saw the Samsung watch. It looked pretty cool.
I just the Consumer Electronics Show. I just saw a recap on it, and that is the big push in technology, all about fitness and personal information and wearables.
It's like a Dick Tracy watch, you know?
Right. Have you ever been to Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas?
No, I've never been to the Consumer Electronics Show. I set it up at McCormick Place.
No, the CES in Vegas.
Well, I'm talking
Chicago.
about the one at McCormick Place.
Pales in comparison.
Why? Well, I'm
CES
sure it
in
does
Vegas.
because everything's on the West Coast. It's right there, and probably more consumers come, and it's Vegas.
Right.
You know?
Well, I got a story to tell you about that because I used to go to it.
If it doesn't involve a hooker, I don't want to hear it.
It involves a hooker.
All right.
All right. So my first time at CES, I worked for a company, Wireless Retail Incorporated.
Yes, I remember that. Didn't you start a business?
I had an.
You had a. Wait a minute. You had a sign up that you had them take down because they took your saying. Right?
No,
what was that?
I think you're missing your.
It's the different company you worked for.
Right. That
you
was
had
when
like
I
60
started.
jobs in 1 year, if I recall.
60.
What was that though? Remember that phone thing you came up with? Come touch me or something.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Right.
And then someone stole that from you.
I started my own company, and we were going to resell T-Mobile phones right when they launched in Chicago. They weren't T-Mobile yet. They were called VoiceStream. And I had the contract to go into all Dominics. And I had it was a last minute, and I needed to be incorporated on a Monday, and I got the phone call on a Friday. So I needed a name to be incorporated, and I was trying. All these names were taken for communication, fast talk. I was trying everything. And I called my brother-in-law, Bill Heenahan, who's from Ireland.
Hello.
Oh, that's the worst Irish accent I've ever heard.
Hello, Lucky Charms.
Oh, my God. Now I'm offended.
Well, if you would have let me do my
Last
shtick
week you
before,
offended the gays. Now you're offending the Irish.
I
What's
know.
next?
Well, I wanted to do my shtick earlier.
All right.
And you wouldn't let me do it. You wanted the ball right over, and it was a big matzo ball.
So
That story went nowhere. Right out of the gate with a crappy story
Nowhere, I know.
about your phone.
Feel
sorry for me.
The band's already left.
Okay.
All right, so I'm talking to Bill Heenahan. I go, what is the Gaelic word?
They call him the painter, by the way, in the Irish community.
Right.
Yes.
And I said, Billy, what is the Gaelic or Irish word for communication? And he said, Denny, you're coming over loud and clear. Calm down. Because he says I talk too loud on the phone.
And that's a pretty crappy Irish accent, too.
It was better than yours. But I go, wait a minute. That's it. Loud and clear. So I incorporated that name, and then somebody else took it. Long story. All right, but anyway, back to the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. It's always the first week in January. And it's a huge convention. Sells out. You can't get a room in Vegas the first week in January solely because of CES. Everyone's there showing the newest and the best in technology. Now, there's one other show that takes place the same week, and it's the Adult Video Awards.
Nice!
Right. Because what do they say? Technology.
I want to go to that show.
Well, it's very expensive, and you can't get a room.
What do you mean? To get into the show, it's expensive?
Well, the CES is not open to public. It's only for people in the business. But anyway.
Well, we could go and say our radio show is.
No one's going to believe it.
We do a porn show
if they
on
hear this.
our porn podcast.
Well, here's the beauty.
That can be arranged.
Yes.
They're saying that both the AVAs, the Adult Video Awards, and the CES, either one would fill out Vegas. But because there's such a symbiotic relationship between technology and pornography, they say tech drives porn.
It
or
does.
maybe porn drives tech.
I never looked at porn at all on the internet.
Your mother listens to this podcast.
Mom, you just learned something about your son.
But
my uncle, her brother, who played professional basketball,
was in porn?
No, but when we went to visit him in Arizona, he had penthouses and crap all over.
I'm not sure Penthouse is porn.
Yeah, it was one of the original porns.
All right.
Hustler and Penthouse.
There you go.
Very classy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah, Penthouse is a classy porn.
What do you read, Matt?
I don't read.
Boobs, jugs.
Swank. All right. So, well, they say that either one of these are such driving forces for Vegas, they could stand alone, but they're together. So it's a crazy week in Vegas, and you'll be on an elevator.
Were you there?
Yeah, I've been there 5 times.
But you were at the show.
At the show, yes.
All right. So what are you getting at?
Well, it's just it's a jam-packed, fun week, and you just never know. Like I remember being on an elevator at the Luxor.
With Ron Jeremy.
Well.
Oh no!
I ran into Ron Jeremy several times there.
Did you go, hey Ron?
Of course, he's very nice, and he's
hey, I named my hamster after you.
but
my hamster, Ron Jeremy.
You can literally be on an elevator with
if they listened to the show last week, they would know what we're talking about.
Right, but I don't know if anyone.
Dick Buckus story. So go ahead, Ron Jeremy.
I mean, you'd be on an elevator with some nerd tech geeks, and then the elevator open, and in will walk in Gargantua with her triple E breasts, and it's like a surreal week in Vegas, and if you can do it, I would say get out there the first week in January.
What's your story about it?
I don't know if I have a story.
I said you said oh I got a good.
Oh
story.
my gosh!
All right, I knew you had it.
Well, my first time out there, I was with this company, Wireless Retail, and I was a regional manager. I had the Midwest. And I had an 8-state territory. And what we did is we sold cell phones inside Sam's Clubs.
Okay.
And, this was before everybody had a cell phone.
Right.
I'm in the mid-90s.
Before, it blew up.
And it blew up. And
right.
I had some stores. My God. I don't know if you've ever been to Minnesota. But the good people of Minnesota. Oh, they love their Sam's Clubs.
Oh, I got my Sam's Club in Minnesota.
Crap.
Oh, crap.
I mean,
it's cold out
there. I
today.
had... in the top 10 Sam's Clubs, that's horrible. Your mom's listening. Of phone activations, I had 8 in the top.
I had to do it. It was coming. I wanted to burp on the radio.
My nieces and nephews listen.
Hi, kids. It was Uncle Danny burping.
Well, no, it wasn't. And turn this down because I'm about to tell you a story. So I was the regional manager of the year, and for that, I got a suite at the Luxor for CES. And it was, great honor. It was my first time there, and I was young. And
if you were a box of chocolates, you would eat yourself.
What do you mean?
Go ahead.
This was 1995.
All right.
So I'm there, and I got a knock on the door at the Luxor, and it was a blonde, beautiful woman.
No.
Yes, and she
who bought her for you?
Well, I'm getting there. And I answered the door, and she says, "Hi, Dan."
Hi, Dan.
And I said, "Yes."
Let's do it. Come on.
Well, you don't know what you said.
So what?
I said, "Hello."
Hi, Dan.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Linda.
It wasn't Linda. I think it was Cherise.
Just let her be Linda for a second.
Anyway, it was Cherise.
I thought she was blonde.
She was blonde, and she was stunning.
And she was.
And
Cherise is like a black woman's name.
Well, apparently it's a hooker in Vegas name, too.
Hi, I'm Cherise.
And Cherise said, "I am your award for being regional manager of the Cord."
No way.
True story.
Did you do her?
No, because I'm a gay man, and I wasn't out yet. So
what did you guys do? Sit down and talk?
We played cards. We sat in the suite of the Luxor in 1996 and played cards for about 3 hours.
You got her.
She did take off her clothes.
Really?
Yeah.
You made her take her clothes off.
I was curious. But she was very nice and very sweet and very fun.
Oh, my God.
Yes,
that's a scene from a movie.
It was a very nice man that owned the company. He was like a good old boy from Houston, Texas. He said,
"Hi, Dan.
Diane?
I'm sending you down to Vegas."
He was there. He wasn't in the room, but he was.
So all of a sudden, about 3 hours later, there's a knock at the door. Yeah!
Right.
Hey, Dan. Did Cherise come up?
Exactly. I said, "Thank you, Barry. That was great. I appreciate it."
Barry, a Jewish fellow from Texas.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of Jewish guys down in Texas.
Apparently.
What was the country guy's name? There's a country guy he was on 60 Minutes. He released quite a few albums, and he's a Jewish guy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And he ran for mayor. Nobody? Google that. Okay.
All
Google
right.
it.
Matt in the room, can you Google Jewish guy, country singer who may or may not have ran for mayor in a town in Texas?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you get something.
I'm on it.
Grab that laptop back there, kid from Massachusetts.
I got a phone.
Oh, really?
So we're on it.
There you go.
Oh, you guys have phones? How's that like?
Tedious.
See, I'm telling you, it's free. It's a whole new me. I might never get one again. I love it.
A phone?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't.
All right, so what are we talking about? We're talking about the Consumer Electronics Show. We're talking about a horrible, horrible, horrible week in Chicago.
It was bad. It was cold.
It was miserable, and I'm not sure why we live here.
I live here because I'm probably never going to leave, but you never know.
Right, well, I
love this city. It's the best city on earth.
Well, I agree with you. I think our people are great. I love downtown Chicago, but I'm telling you, last winter was so unbearable. And we had a nice December, and I was excited, and then January came. And
Okay, Dan.
Yes.
Dan and Dan. Does the name Kinky Friedman?
That's him. Kinky Friedman.
ring a bell?
That's it.
Wait a minute.
Jewish country singer, Texas.
Right, and a uber liberal.
Is he?
Yes.
Uber. Are you a uber liberal?
So, I mean,
You say you're a conservative, but I don't get it, number one. Number two, I don't think you're a conservative. I think it's just...
Of course I do. I'm all about government out of my bedroom, government out of my life, less taxes, less regulations, govern thyself, which is exactly what the Republican Party stands for.
He's a Democrat.
He's an uber Democrat. So really, Dan, the surprising thing is not that he's a Jewish fellow from Texas, but that he's a liberal from Texas, because they don't take too kindly to the liberals down there.
We don't take too kindly your kind.
In 1986, Friedman ran for Justice of the Peace in Kerrville, Texas.
And did he
As
win?
a Republican, and then he lost.
Oh, this guy goes between Republican and Democrat.
Like what? Independent?
He's not. He's liberal.
We need some Kinky Friedman music on this show, and we need it now.
We did the last thing we did. What is Kinky Friedman music?
It's country music.
One more thing.
Yes.
One of his stated goals is the de-wussification of Texas.
Yeah, you de-wussify you on Texas.
Texas. Wait, Texas is the least wussified state in the nation. You don't fuck with Texas. Ooh, sorry. You don't mess with Texas.
Yeah, we're gonna have to beep that out.
What, mess with Texas?
No, the F word.
You ever been to Texas?
No.
Why not?
Why
don't you travel more?
I'm gonna start.
All right.
Now that I'm disabled, officially.
You've been disabled for 49 years.
I mean, you get disabled.
Well, let me tell you, Texas, I enjoy Texas. Dallas is a great little town, very nice. It's very hot.
Wait a minute, I was in Houston.
When were you in Houston?
I was flying to Cancun, and we stopped in Houston. And I got out and walked out, and I looked out at the sky and said, yeah, I was in Houston. Went back and transferred over.
When were you going to Cancun?
You know that movie, The Interview, we talked about? Mm-hmm. I rented it.
And?
It was pretty crappy.
I heard.
Very slow start, and it was really stupid. The beginning was just really stupid, and it got okay at the end, to where if they would have gave themselves some time and maybe came up with a better beginning. But what it told me was we can do movies ourselves, which I'm doing. But those two just sit around and smoke pot and come up with stupid ideas.
Right.
And they got the money and they could.
Right. I heard very sophomoric, a lot of drug jokes, a lot of dick jokes.
That's it. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm thinking, who did these guys, the new Cheech and Chong or whatever, but I don't see them as Cheech and Chong. They couldn't even wear Cheech and Chong's boots. They couldn't smoke out of Cheech and Chong's bong.
Well, a couple things. James Franco doesn't smoke pot at all. And he doesn't, and he's very against it. You know, he's kind of a very cool guy. He's educated. He does a lot. He's a writer. He does a lot of indie films.
Wait a minute.
There's
teaching. A writer, a very talented writer in the city of Chicago called Ian Belkamp, and he wrote a paper. He does an open mic. It's called Write Club. I've never been to it, and he wrote a show, Give Me the Head of James Franco. I think that's what it's called. And it did real well. And
is he making fun of James Franco?
I have no idea. I didn't see the show, but I can. What I'm saying to myself as you're speaking is, how the hell do you know so much about James Franco?
I love James Franco.
He's an idiot.
No, he's the antithesis of an idiot.
Is he?
He's a very cool, hip.
I'm judging.
You are.
All right, I apologize.
Seth Rogen,
Mr. Franco.
Seth Rogen, on the other hand, is an idiot.
Is he?
Right, and he's just got, and by the way, he admits he's...
You think he's an idiot.
Well, he's baked, he smokes pot nonstop when he's filming.
He said that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I seen him on Maher show or whatever.
Right,
Bill Maher.
right. He's advocate of pot and says that, the same way that anyone would go out and maybe have a drink at lunch.
No. He said on Maher's show the other day, and I know I'm saying his name wrong. I know how to say it. I'm not saying it right. He said that, no, I don't get high all the time when I'm working.
He does.
Well, that's what he said out of his mouth.
I read, and in fact,
I saw him say it. Who cares what you read?
And I saw...
I could write anything I want. And you read it on the internet.
I heard a detailed interview this week. He was on Howard Stern.
And he said he gets high all the time.
Yes.
Even when he's working.
Yes.
Well, that's not what he said on Maher's show.
Well.
And we could watch it right now.
Either way, he's not very funny. And
I
think
not.
he's just gotten
really
lucky, and these stupid Pineapple Express high stupid movies.
Well, that's the thing.
They don't do anything for me.
I mean,
it's for the kids.
But why do they? What's for the kids?
Excuse me. I think we just got dissed by our engineer. Are you saying we're too old to get the humor, Matthew?
No.
Do you like it?
I've laughed.
Yeah, I laughed a couple times watching that movie, but I mean, those two, I don't know. When I watched that movie, I was like, why were they so afraid to let the movie out? Because they really sat there and made the leader, Kim Jong-woo, look like a cool dude the whole movie.
I think it was just a publicity stunt.
I think so too. That's exactly what I said to myself at the end of the movie. I was like, that was all bull crap. No one's done anything.
Conspiracy theory.
Well, no. Well, the whole nation bit into it except us three hook, line, and sinker.
Wait, you paid to download it?
Well, I was.
As did I.
I wanted.
I wanted 2 out of 3. It worked.
I wanted to see it. Exactly.
Oh, there you go.
That's exactly what I thought. They got me.
Well, there you
they
go.
got me.
Congratulations, Sony. You got Matt and Dan.
Thanks, Mr. Who runs it? Is it Harvey Weinstein? Does he own? I don't know.
No,
I think I should know those things if I want to be. I'm not doing movies to make millions of dollars. I'm doing movies for the art of it. And I'm looking forward to it. I have a bunch of bars that I wrote down that we were going to look at, but I'm going to go with the Jefferson Inn, the place I originally
Where's Jefferson Inn? I don't know where it's at.
It's by the fabulous Gale Street Inn. It's 2 doors down.
Ooh, the Gale Street Inn in Jefferson Park.
Yes, George.
I like that George. He makes his own commercials. He makes me laugh.
He's a good guy.
Is he a good guy?
He's a very giving, good guy. Well, in fact, he sits as the head of our board for the Gift Theater Company,
which is adjacent to the Gale Street Inn.
Yes, yes.
And he makes a hell of a slab of ribs, I hear.
Dynamite ribs, Monday night.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
And he's not open Tuesdays.
Why not?
That's the day he takes off. And he's really good to his employees. The guy has got a heart of gold.
He's genuine, because he sounds genuine when I hear his radio.
He's exactly what you get.
All right, I like it then.
Really.
I'll give it a shot.
And the thing is, that's what I like. I like how he runs his business. And I think he's all about goals. He's a goal-orientated guy, and he's sort of like, that's how I look. And he treats the people he brings along with him like gold, and he wants them to do good.
Well, there you
and
go.
they do anything, like what he's done for the Gift Theater Company, which I'm an ensemble member, and I was actually the third executive director, but I basically funded quite a few shows as we started to get going.
Really?
Yeah, and
I saw a show or two there. I was always very impressed.
Yes. Well, we're doing the free theater this weekend and last weekend. What we do, we started our 10th year anniversary called 10, and we do 10 shows for 10 days for free. And it's going on right now as we speak.
So 1 show a day?
No. Short story, short plays. Short plays.
I like that.
Yes, and Michael Thornton, our artistic director, is probably sitting on stage right now.
So 10 plays.
Yes.
In one night.
Yes.
So these are like 10-minute plays.
Yes, 10-minute plays.
Now you're speaking my language.
I know.
Because I tell you, I can't sit still for more than 2 hours. I mean, I really have a tough time.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes. I agree with you totally. I'm an actor, and
do we have
I have a hard time.
Do we have ADHD? What's it called?
ADHD, yes, we do. And that's why I think half our class did. And we'd be gobbling up medicine if we were kids now, huh? Here, take some of these. And we'd be going, yeah, all right. No problem. See, but what we did is we drank. We drank, and we were pretty young drinking. It calmed us down.
I don't know if I want to say this, but I remember bringing vodka in a thermos in 8th grade.
To where? To school?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Let's go into this for our listeners. Because Dan had said something to me. I forgot what you said, but it prompted me to think about. Oh, what you said last week about it's all about you. And what we started with the show with. But Dan and I wanted to start this podcast, and I went to buy all this stuff that we're talking to right here, and that's where I met Matt at Music Center.
And I'm pretty impressed.
Music Center is correct.
Yes. And we walked in, and I went, hey, listen, I want to start a podcast. I find out his father's a fireman, and I gave him my list, and I go, here, go shopping for me. I'm going to sit here. And he went around and bought everything. And remember that? And
well, can I just say,
that's how we got these microphones.
I'm very impressed with the equipment. Not so much with Matt. I'm kidding. Very impressed with Matt.
But anyways, I've known you since I can't even know how long.
Are we reminiscing right now?
No, I'm trying.
I'm gonna put some reverb on it.
I wish you would. Yeah. You wanna put some music over this maybe? Because no, I don't like that. Take that out. But we've known each other since we've been like 2.
Well, at least 4. I would think kindergarten.
Yeah, kindergarten. You went to Pierce?
We went to Pierce.
Yeah.
Our hardworking blue-collar parents didn't want to pay tuition for.
No, dude. They didn't have kindergarten at Greg's
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Never mind. My parents were willing to pay the tuition.
Dwyer, actually, the year we went to Pierce was the first year they had kindergarten at St. Gregory's, and Dwyer was in kindergarten at St. Gregory's.
Wait, but how come we were at Pierce with, like, Fagan and...
I don't know. I think Mrs. Nosek sold the Dwyer family on kindergarten.
So our parents didn't want to pay tuition.
No, probably most of the kids had went to Pierce, and they probably went along with the program they had set up. You know, all our brothers and sisters probably went to Pierce for kindergarten and went to St. Greg's.
Well, I remember my first day of kindergarten at Pierce, and I remember crying nonstop, and I wouldn't sit down, I wouldn't play with anybody, I just wanted to go home.
Really?
Nothing's
You know
changed.
why?
Nothing's changed.
It
I don't
was
want to
all
be
about
here. I want to
you.
go home.
Yeah, that's what you.
I want to go home. I always want to go home.
I know. Isn't that wild?
I know. 45 years later, nothing's changed.
No, that's okay. We did all right, though.
No, I didn't pee my pants today. I did pee my pants the first day of kindergarten.
You peed your. That's why you wanted to go
First day.
home.
Well, maybe.
Really? You peed your pants?
First
Nobody
day.
likes wet pants.
No, I don't like wet pants either. I wouldn't want to sit there all day with wet pants.
It was much later when I was in third grade and I peed my pants at St. Gregory's. And my mother was recently back at work at Edgewater Hospital. And
I remember when you peed your pants
well,
in third grade.
they called my
I remember.
they called my emergency contact, which was Julia Fagan.
Yes.
Dear friend of
God,
my
I
parents.
remember this.
So she came and got me, and she brought me a pair of Kevin, who we were in school with, Kevin Fagan's pants. And that's a wonderful story. Of
Yeah,
someone
except his waist was a little different.
a little. I was a husky kid. I remember buying my jeans at Sears in the Husky. I remember when I went from the Husky Plus, and that was embarrassing. Then I remember when I went to the Husky Plus Plus, and that's really embarrassing. And let me tell you about the good people at Sears. For the people, when they made the pants, the Husky Plus Plus, for the
For little kids?
for the larger
Was
child.
Husky actually a size?
That was the name.
Yes.
That was the name. It said Husky, Matt, on the pants. And and they made it very visible.
And mind you, along with this, Dan had a chipped tooth and a runny nose his whole life.
And a bowl haircut.
He had a bubble of booger blowing out of his nose his whole life. When did the booger stop? Because you always had that booger,
All right.
a bubble, like a bubble, a literal bubble.
I might have had some issues. But let me tell you about these people at Sears, because somebody needs to call them out on this. Because the Husky Plus and the Husky Plus Plus, they didn't make blue and black. I mean, they made green and orange.
Yeah, you did.
It's like they wanted to fuck with you. Like, not only
Stop saying.
they really wanted to mess
We don't
with
want
you.
to swear. We don't have to.
Well, you didn't have to wear Husky Plus Plus orange pants, now did you?
No, I
Maybe
didn't.
I'm a little angry about it
You
still.
sound it. You look good now.
So not only are you wearing pants that say Husky Plus Plus, but chances are they're green or purple or orange. Now, I could pull that look off now. But not
Maybe
so
you
much
should
then.
start dressing like that.
So anywho,
What are they?
Julia Fagan comes to St. Gregory's.
Frank Sullivan barfed on my first grade desk.
and-
All over it. Big chunks of meat.
Who is the one all over the place right now? Well, I'm in the middle of a story about my Julia Fagan coming down to St. Gregory's with my pair of pants that were Kevin Fagan's pants that were about 12 inches too short. And true story, they found a rope. And they tied it. So
Yes, they did.
So
They did.
The pants were about halfway around me. And then instead of sending me home or having any mercy on me whatsoever, they found a rope.
You know why?
Why?
You pissed your pants.
Well,
Pisses their pants.
well, it was
Third
rough.
grade.
It was rough.
It
was a rough childhood.
I'm joking. I'm sorry you peed your pants.
Thank you. I'm getting over it now.
It's about time.
All right, what else you want to talk about?
You're not.
Let's talk about happy times.
Oh, I took out that other portion of the show. It would have been perfect right now.
What'd you take out?
What
I
we
thought
talked about last week.
What did you talk about?
The two gay bars at Devon and Clark Street.
Oh, all right. What do you want to know about them? I'm kidding. All right. I have something else I want to talk about.
What?
I
Is
saw.
it about me?
No. It's
Come
never about
on.
you. Well, I'm going to ask you. Did you watch Empire this week?
No.
See, now, if you are a local actor and
I got called for Chicago PD the day I got the news that, well, it was when I got injured at a fire, and I was coming back home from medical after filing a grievance with the union. and my agent calls me, and she says, I'm going to send you into Claire. They called for Chicago PD, and I went, oh, I thought I told you not to send me out. And she goes, I didn't send you out. They called for you specifically. And I went, I can't come in because I got injured, and I haven't been to an audition since.
Wait.
But I'm not going to watch. I watched some of Chicago Fire.
I'm sorry. I need to rewind that. So instead of maybe being on Chicago PD, a show that's doing remarkably well,
yes,
you're sitting in your kitchen doing a podcast with me?
Yes.
That might have been a mistake, Dan.
Well, I can't. I'm going to get ready to go back. I'm not ready to go back. Why? I'd rather be nowhere else in the world but with you.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, come
that's
on.
Something sweet, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, if I do an acting gig, it's not all about money. You have to be happy while you're doing it. I mean, I did a movie with Robert Loggia and Doris Roberts, and it really
did do a movie with Robert Loggia and Doris Roberts
and
from
Dee Wallace.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yes.
Robert Loggia from Scarface.
Yes, he was a great man.
Is he dead?
We talked about Scarface.
What did he say about Scarface? What did he say about Al Pacino?
He said that they talked with accents for 4 months prior to shooting the movie on the phone all the time.
Well, they were both horrible accents, so they didn't take. Neither accent was believable.
I don't know.
I mean,
he was playing a Jewish guy too, Robert Loggia. He was a Jewish Cuban. And he brought that up too. He goes, "You know, he was Jewish." I go, "Yeah, I could tell by the what's that? Not the Star of David, the little spickle they use."
I'm seeing a Jewish thing.
It's like an Italian horn, but they use it's a religious thing.
Hey,
it's like the Jewish Italian horn. Hey,
do you see what's
it called?
An 8-ball?
A spickle?
A spickle. I don't know what a spickle is. I just figure it's a spickle.
Man, next time you bring some guests, maybe you could bring a Jew so he can answer some of these questions, because we don't know anything about the Jews.
I know.
All right.
Anyways, well, Robert Loggia was great. Dee Wallace.
All right. Are you ready? From E.T.
Yes.
And
I got to kiss her.
And Dee Wallace from a movie that not many people saw.
Cujo.
You remember Cujo?
I remember. Yeah.
She was in a car for like an hour and a half of that 2-hour movie, being attacked by a rabid Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
Who played the little kid?
Yeah, she was great. We ought to have her on the show. She'd come on.
Would she?
Yeah, I think she would. She's a great person.
Well,
She's really nice.
Really?
I called her.
So wait a minute. You're telling me we could have
movie.
people of the caliber of a Doris Roberts or a Dee Wallace Stone, but instead we have Mike from Massachusetts?
Mike from Massachusetts. Why not? Regular guys. I don't know if Doris Roberts would come on, but
she's
maybe.
She's got an Emmy from Everybody Loves Raymond. She was very funny on that show. I never saw that show.
She was a great. She told me a story about Marilyn Monroe and James Dean, and her.
Three-way? Come on, bring it to me.
Yeah, her and James Dean. And
James Dean was
gay. Yeah. I thought I heard that.
He was.
She sat between them and
guess who played?
Class.
Guess who got James Franco first role was playing James Dean.
James Franco did?
Yes. Look at that. Now it's come full circle.
Wow. I wish I would have saw Ian's play. Maybe we'll bring it back out.
I'm sorry.
We'll go see it.
Who's Ian?
Ian Belkamp, who wrote "Give Me the Head of James Franco."
There you go. Sorry. All right, so
it's a very well-established writer.
All right, wait, can I get back to this movie that you were in? So the role you played, were you a love interest of Dee Wallace Stone?
Well, we sort of put it together ourselves. I played the judge, Carol Trumbull, and I was the father of, God, I forgot her name already. What was her name? She had a TV show. Well, I played the kid's father, and in reading the script, I was like, I don't have a love interest. Obviously, my wife is gone, and we were shooting one day, and I was behind the desk inside the chambers, so to speak, as a judge.
As a judge?
Yeah, and I looked over at her, and we both had a moment, and she walked over to me, and she was thinking the exact same thing I was, and she said, "I want you to flirt with me, and this is a great story too." I go, "Yeah, we got something going on." I go, "You don't have to say anything else." So we got it going, and we did our thing. It was a nonverbal acting, which is actually the best kind of acting. And then the next day I get to the set, and the costumer says, actually the producer says, you have to get ready. They need you on the set. And they were rushing me, and I'm like, all right, I got my stuff, and then I go and I see the director, and they go, no, I go see the producer on the set, and she goes, go behind that tent. They got the camera, and Miss Wallace is waiting for you. And she set up an improv scene with the two of us, and it was a nice piece in the movie, and it's a great piece for my reel.
That's I assume movies are rigid and scripted and planned out shot by shot. You're telling me that you guys just kind of threw in this thing and the director went with it?
Yes. I think that I learned a lot. That's why I started making movies. I was sitting on that set, and I was like, these guys are doing the same thing that we did when we made our outstanding high school movie, Gotham City Vice, except they have better equipment. And when I got done with that movie, I got home, and then my brother passed away, Jimmy. And when he passed away, and I said, I'm going to do everything I want to do in my life now. I'm not going to let anything stop me. It made me look at life different, you know what I mean? And I went back to school at Columbia, and that's why I'm starting to make movies. But what I learned from that situation with that movie is the very last day when we wrapped, it turns out they fired the director. Yeah.
Probably for putting in that scene with you and D.
Probably. I don't know.
But
he was an English director, and I saw how he was directing this movie.
How do you fire a director on the last day?
I don't know.
So who took up the...
I don't know. Well,
I've never seen the finished movie. How is it?
Well,
what's the name of the movie, first of all?
Margarine Wars.
And it's about margarine and butter?
Yeah. It's about, in Wisconsin, there is really a law in the books that you can't... That was your third grade... came back where you just snorted. There's actually a law in the books in Wisconsin that you cannot have margarine, or they might have just took it off the books, but I think it's still on the books.
Oh, because they want to, because it's the dairy capital of the world, and you want to, they want to promote. That makes sense.
Butter, yeah.
I like it.
So it was a nice little. I'll tell you what, the script was great. It was a beautiful movie. Talented writers.
Can I see it somewhere? Where can I find it?
You can find it at Best Buy and
the Marge. I can go to Best Buy and say, "Excuse me, I'd like to buy a copy of the Margarine."
No, I think you gotta order it. Is there a little reverb on here? Did you do something here in the booth in there? It's you can order it over the internet.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Margarine Wars.
And you mentioned something. Young boys growing up together in our little Edgewater neighborhood, St. Gregory's, and we always were searching for creative outlets. And you mentioned Gotham City Vice, and I just saw it recently.
Can you tell us about Gotham City Vice?
What about Gotham
What's
City
the
Vice?
premise of Gotham City Vice?
That's what I want to talk about, because it's for what we did, and we
did this movie before the original
before
movie,
any
before Batman came out,
revival of Batman,
and it was the same script but with just cocaine. Really?
Well, the genius of Gotham City Vice.
What's that?
We're gonna cut it for a second. How's that sound?
1, 2. There we.
I love
This. Yeah, it was like that the whole show.
Not the whole
No,
show.
just towards the end.
Right.
It's fine.
Hello, am I back?
We are live.
Okay, we're back.
All right, so the genius of Gotham City Vice is that we took two genres, completely separate genres. We took the camp from the Batman.
Can I say something real quick?
Apparently you're going to.
Well, I remember coming up with the idea. That was my idea.
Oh.
You wrote the thing.
Oh.
I was in the bathroom. We were drinking at your house, and I came out of the bathroom, and I said, I got it. And you guys go, what? And I go, Gotham City Vice. We mixed Batman and Robin and Miami Vice.
Right. And took
boom.
the two stylistic conventions of each genre. We took, the fun of the Batman, not the remake movies that we've all seen for the last 20 years, but the
one and only Batman.
Right, the TV show, the
Burt
camp,
Ward.
the funny, right. and then the stylistic music vision of Miami Vice. So what happens is Batman and Robin in the first scene get arrested for cocaine possession, and the Riddler, the Catwoman, and the Penguin take over all the cocaine trade in Gotham.
Yes.
And they're running rampant. And
yes.
And they rub out all the local coke dealers.
Yes.
And they have a monopoly on coke in Gotham.
Yeah, we made up 2 characters, too.
And who?
Grandma McGrath.
Right. Well, I'm getting there. Right. That's how they infiltrate.
And Malak Liquors.
Right. They put the cocaine in the number 1 treat of the day, Grandma McGrath's treats. They get the kids hooked on cocaine. It's kind of a dark story.
It was dark.
But anyway, what you got
really was.
You have Chief O'Hare and Commissioner Gordon at wit's end.
Tom Sanders and Brendan Clancy.
Because these three arch criminals are ruining Gotham. And they don't know what to do, and they call in Cricket and Chubbs from Miami Vice.
Yes.
They saved the day. So you know what? I mean, and again, it was a mixture of genres, and I don't know if it holds up that well. It kind of does. I laughed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who played the Penguin, but it's pure genius.
You were outstanding. You know what the thing about it was? There was no editing form back then, and we had 2 VHS
tapes.
And we did it all ourselves,
right.
and you could tell the quality is just horrible.
Right.
But I found it. I got it.
It's funny. And maybe we'll have a premiere party or something. Huh?
That would be fun.
That would be. We had a premiere party originally.
My movie, Margarine Wars, and that. No, but I ended up making Living in the Edge with the kids.
Living in the
Edge.
Which
was pretty good. I was pretty proud of those
What was
kids.
that? Now, you wrote, directed, produced.
Yes.
And that's a short film about growing up in Edgewater.
It was a true story about our little war soda habit with the security guards at Edgewater Hospital.
Right.
With a little embellishment.
Some Barney Fife type guys that were a little overzealous and thought that they were going to protect the neighborhood from us. We were about 14 or 15.
We were probably about 12 and 13.
And we were, kind of, harmless teenage pranks.
It started by when they were knocking all those buildings down in Edgewater, and that one house was holding out. They wouldn't sell to the hospital. And we'd play softball. And they had these nice security guards that really never bothered anybody. And then one day these guys showed up, and they had guns, and they chased us off the baseball field. Right. And then we just started running from them for no reason. And they would chase us for no reason.
Right.
Because they had nothing to do.
Right.
It wasn't like we were bad kids.
And neither did we, so we
exactly.
messed with them.
Well, we didn't have anything to do, so we played softball, but they took the softball away from us.
Right.
So what else do you do? Run from the guys that won't let you play.
So we would see them and just take off running.
Right.
Just to mess with them, and they would chase us.
They would chase us.
And we were in better shape than them. Well, maybe you guys were. Again, I'm going to go back to my Husky plus days. So I couldn't run so much, and they would have kept me. But you guys were in much better shape. But those were fun times. So that's Living in the Edge.
Living in the Edge. I still have to put that. I have to submit it to some festivals. I just held off on doing it.
We put together a good trailer, Dan.
We do. We actually should just make it a little longer again, because I was gonna do it for what was that? We were doing it for Green.
It was like the Green Light or something.
Yeah, Project Green Light, and then I didn't send it in. I missed the submission date. I thought it was the 4th of August, and I messed up.
3rd of August?
Yeah, I messed up.
Well, that's that Green Light. That's
Project Green Light.
Who is that? That's
Affleck and Damon.
Right.
Yeah.
And they do that to encourage young filmmakers. Give me, Matt. Give me the first film or the most successful film to come out of that. It was a Chicago thing.
That was the first guy that did it.
A Chicago thing.
But I don't know if he ever went anywhere. He seemed like a nice guy.
What was the storyline? I think Matt's in the...
It was about a priest and a kid, and wasn't there a priest in it?
I thought it was about a gay thing. It
was about a gay priest that...
Oh, that's redundant.
Diddles a kid.
I'm sorry.
And... jeez. We didn't have any priests like that at St. Greg's.
Oh, no?
We didn't? We did?
Well, we did.
Oh, that's right. The biggest... The worst one of them all.
Yes,
Pete Jones.
Pete Jones.
Yeah, Stolen Summer.
Stolen Summer.
Yeah.
And Matt, can you recap? Give me the elevator speech on what that movie's about.
Jesus. All right, hang on.
I think it's about. Why did I think it was about? I think everything's about something.
Somebody
gay.
stole his summer.
How do you steal a summer? God, I'd love to have summer. It's a cold in Chicago.
It is cold.
It's cold. It's horrible.
Mm.
What do you got,
Now we're
Matthew?
waiting.
Okay, here we go. It's a 2002 drama film about a Catholic boy who befriends a terminally ill Jewish boy and tries to convert him, believing that
Why is he gonna do that?
believing that it is the only way the Jewish boy will get to heaven.
Oh.
Really?
Why did I think it was gay?
Because that's gay. Leave the poor kid alone.
He's dying.
I know, and then you want to mess with him more. You know, you're not going to heaven.
All right.
I didn't watch it.
How about it's?
I don't remember it.
How about this?
I watched it.
How about this young boy loves that young boy and wants him to have everlasting life, and in his head he thinks the only way to do it is to convert.
Well, that's
Are you
probably
ready
what
for
it was.
Total gross?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
Total gross.
What did it lose?
The domestic total gross for the film was $134,726, and production costs were $1.8 million.
I told you.
So much for the Affleck. I'm not sure, but I think Gotham Vice.
Something just happened again.
You're good.
I think Gotham Vice made more than that.
There it is.
You think I'm lying to you here?
No, we got it. We got it.
All right.
We're good.
I'm telling you, if I say something's going on, believe me.
Oh. All right, what else you
Yes,
got going?
sir. Yes, sir.
You got it. You got
There
it.
you go.
You come late. You bring these two vagabonds.
I like these guys. They brought cigarettes.
I know. I actually like it. It reminds me of the firehouse. But you can't smoke inside the firehouse anymore.
All right. So now listen, this whole thing started, I was talking about Empire, just because, I think there's a misconception. I think, all right, so Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Empire are all Chicago-based dramas that are 100% filmed and done in Chicago.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were shooting Empire here.
Yeah. By the way, it debuted on Fox this week. Terrence Howard.
Yeah, he's good.
Brian Grazer, that's Ron Howard's partner, is involved. Timbaland does all the original music. It blew me away. I think it was the best hour of TV I've seen in the last 5 years.
It was that good.
Very compelling.
Really?
Give it a shot. But I think you really need to.
Well, I hope it makes it.
I think it's going to make it.
I hope it's great.
It's got some names. It's got some star power. It's a very compelling story.
I hope Chicago Fire and Chicago PD keep
they're
their
both doing very, very well.
Yeah, I understand. They're pretty
other
damn good
people-
shows. I don't want to. You know what? I started watching it, but I started seeing so many people I knew on it that it's different to watch.
Are you talking about Chicago Fire?
Yeah, it's different to watch a show when you end up. It's like it's hard to explain.
I've heard some mixed reviews about it.
I heard it's really good.
Well, it's doing great, and I think that's great for the city. I can tell you that the star of it, what's his name, Taylor Kinney? I met him. I did the Polar Plunge last year for charity, and I met him, and he's a very handsome man. In fact, who he's dating, right?
Yeah. My mom likes that chick. What's her name?
Terry Kinney is not dating your mother.
Terry Kinney?
Yes.
He's not dating my mother. He's dating Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Are they still going at
They're
it?
still going at it.
Yeah. My mom likes Lady Gaga. She's so talented.
She's very talented. She does it all herself. She writes all that music.
Yeah.
And I've heard her live. She's good.
She is. She's more talented than Madonna. That's for sure.
Oh, tread carefully there.
Why?
Yeah,
She's
I
an
don't know about
icon.
that. I don't know.
Well, I said she's more talented than her. I didn't
I don't know
say she's
about that.
foxier than her.
I mean, look what Madonna did. What's
Yeah.
Madonna worth?
A lot of money.
Am I looking up net worth here?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna say $500 million.
Okay.
$500 million. Come on. What do you say?
I don't know.
She's
I
got a
don't
new
care.
album. She's got
it's
a
not
new-
about money.
Oh.
$200 million. Yeah. Good for her.
She has a new album coming out this year. I just read an article
Who,
on
Madonna?
Madonna.
What's it called?
I don't know, but this kind of struck me funny. I just read the most anticipated.
You know what? Anybody that sleeps with Dennis Rodman is just sort of.
I've got a staggering figure here. Are you guys ready?
Is it about Dennis Rodman?
The Queen of Pop,
Who?
Madonna,
Yeah.
Bring
at
it.
56,
Oh, damn.
800 million.
Well, where'd you come up with 200?
I just guessed.
Oh, that was a guess?
Yeah, it was a guess.
Yeah.
Now that's only according to Wealth X.
He's
and I
a
don't
drummer.
Even know what that
All
means,
right.
so.
So Madonna is way on her way to $1 billion. Wow, that's awesome. Did you, by the way, wait, hold on. I'm going to stick with a story. I don't know what I was. Most anticipated albums of 2015. Are you ready for this? They say not only is this the most anticipated album of 2015, they're saying the most anticipated album of the last 10 years. They're saying that this single album will restore album sales.
Who?
And,
Madonna's?
nope. There's not a
Oh,
lot
I was gonna say.
Hey,
How?
Dr. Dre.
No.
Oh,
Are you ready?
jeez.
It's Adele.
Adele?
Her last album sold 40 million copies, and these aren't not but actual CD sales. Nobody buys CDs anymore except for country and pop. And they're
Right.
saying Adele has that cross appeal that they're predicting huge sales again. They're saying she will do as good as her last album.
I don't even know who she is.
Adele?
Yeah.
Jesus, you got to get out more.
What is she? Who is she? What's she play?
Can you play an Adele song for a minute there? Oh, maybe you can
Sing,
on a podcast.
tell me give me an Adele song right now.
You want me to sing an Adele song?
Yeah, give me
I
one.
set fire to the rain.
That's it.
Oh God, that was horrible.
James Bond movie.
Oh, but she believe me, she's not a Bond.
What
girl.
about? I saw. What?
That's a big girl. She kind of looks like me with a red wig on.
She get red? Is she white?
She's a big fat Brit with a hell of a voice.
Really?
Yeah. How do you not know Adele?
I don't know.
How can you be doing a podcast on pop culture and not know who Adele is?
Because I bought the equipment.
All right, good answer.
Adele. My ass.
You know, it's funny. Somebody guessed.
I like that little 17-year-old Royals chick.
Oh, I
You
hate
know
that. I
Royals.
hate that girl.
Why?
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Really?
That's a one-hit wonder, right?
Yeah,
We're not
it's a-
going to hear
No,
it.
she's
got
got a
some
new.
freaky dance moves.
She's
too.
got a new good song out. The second song.
We're not
I
gonna-
can't sing it, but I was like, oh, she's.
In
gonna do
order
good.
to have a good pop song now, you need to, if you're a woman, you need to have a big ass. Have you seen this big ass?
and red hair.
No, this big ass movement. The J-Lo, Iggy Azalea, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, what? Yeah,
They're all singing about their asses.
right.
And I don't know why.
I don't either.
But I tell you, it's all about the ass.
It's not about the ass.
It's all about the ass.
I don't know.
Even that song, right? Now what that girl's singing?
I don't like big
Megan
asses.
Trainor.
I like small asses.
I've seen you with a couple girls with big asses over the years. Who you crapping?
You guys used to make fun of me about picking up fat chicks.
Annie Port and Storm.
Oh well, you know.
Wait, what were you looking up? Nothing?
No, I was looking up the Madonna net worth.
All right. I also read, by the way, in last year, 2014, what recording artist made the most money? And I'll give you a hint. This recording artist made not only the most in 2014, made the most a recording artist has ever made in a single year.
One person.
One person, it was over $650 million last year.
Eminem.
No, what did he
Taylor
do?
Swift.
I don't know.
No.
Set me to guess.
The correct answer is Dr. Dre.
Dre.
Because he sold, what did he
Well,
do, man?
because
He
he's
sold,
got a piece of Eminem.
No, because he sold
The headphones.
beats to Apple, right?
Yeah. Well, that has nothing to do with music.
Well, it still counts. He's a recording artist that made over $600 million in 1 year.
That's
and,
net.
What?
That's net worth.
Isn't that
It
amazing?
adds up.
Yeah. Good for him.
Do we have Dre Beats headphones?
No, we're not going to get them either.
We are
Disappointed!
Well, if he gives them
proudly
to us,
using
we'll
Shure
put them on.
products.
What? Maybe
We
if
are
we...
proudly using Shure.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
products.
that's right. We talked about Shure last
Yeah,
time.
made down the street over there.
And Niles on Tui.
Yeah, Tui.
I like these headphones. They sound good.
Yeah, sure they
I
do.
just wish you had something more compelling to talk about.
Who, me?
Yes.
Why?
I'm kidding.
Why you do that?
I know. You said
What,
I did
you're
that.
such an... Why...
It was a joke. You've told some great stories. I'm enjoying myself.
You're a prick.
I meant we had more compelling stories.
Well,
to
you
talk
said
about.
you and pointed at me.
Well, I
with your
meant us.
hands.
It's us.
You went like with your fingers.
I talk with
you.
my fingers.
All right, let's talk more about you as a kid.
No.
Yeah.
I've been embarrassed. What about you as a child?
What about you when you couldn't go to the... I couldn't go either.
Where?
when I stole the bell and you broke the window.
Oh my gosh, that was a horrible day. That
No,
was
it wasn't. It was fun.
We were in 8th grade.
We learned.
We were in 8th
She
grade.
deserved her bell to be stolen and her window to be broken.
Well,
I'm going to tell you right now. I wrote this. Miss Achari, I stole her bell. We were drunk. We were in 8th grade. We graduated from 8th grade. We were drunk.
That's horrible.
Myself, Dan, and Paul Durzenowski.
First of all, there was a lot more people there.
Right, there was. And Paul Durzenowski, she leaves her window open, and I saw the window was open, and I went, let's steal the bell. So Paul lifted me up. I opened the window, took the bell. You broke a window. What you go break a window
Screw the
for?
bell. Let's break stuff.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're the last person in the world who would be breaking
There's
a
a lot
window.
of pent-up anger there. Probably going back to the Husky Pants.
I would think it was the Husky Pants window breaking.
Yeah, so...
So I'm running down the alley with a bell.
Ringing the bell. Well, now let's get back to this. Sorry, because we were 7th and 8th grade junior high at St. Gregory's, and we had a wonderful teacher, and she was tough on us, but we liked her.
You know what I ended up being friends with her towards the end of my life, but I
Towards
look
the end
back
of your life.
at the end of her life. Sorry, God bless her. But you know what? I wrote this. This is how you're at the age of 12, and what I learned is some of their tactics were foolish. And I wrote this paper, The History of Rock and Roll, and it wasn't we had to write a paper.
Oh.
And I wrote The History of Rock and Roll.
And what'd she say?
She tore it apart. Yeah. Instead of saying, oh, look at, you're interested in rock and roll, maybe you should, try to help me in that direction.
Oh, was Danny not coddled?
Right.
Listen,
listen, booger nose.
We had some very cool liberal
I never
accepting
peed
teachers.
my pants. Or
We had some great teachers that taught us to express
Jim Lyons.
Right.
Thank God for Jim Lyons.
Well, we also had some strict authoritarian teachers. Let's be honest. We're in 8th grade, breaking windows, stealing bells, drinking in alleys. Maybe we needed a little more authority in our life.
Okay, go with that, Dan. You could believe that.
All right, but I can tell you the best part of that story is
Bull roar.
Yeah, that's what she used to say.
Yeah,
She scared me. But
she scared everybody.
I know. But anyway,
There's a fine line to walk.
So-
she had a Budweiser and an apple. She used to eat apples with salt.
apples with salt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember she would stake the salt on her apple. You'd
What
see
would
the
she do?
fat in her arm.
What would she? She would what?
You would see the fat.
No,
I kinda
she
wanna
would
speak
do
Ely-
what to the salt?
She would shake the salt on the apple. Why are you laughing at me?
Because it sounded funny how you
She'd
said
shake
it.
the salt on
Shake
the
the
apple.
salt.
She'd shake the salt. All right. So anyway, but I remember our punishment was we couldn't go to Great America the next day in our 8th grade trip. And I remember
we couldn't go on a bike trip.
we almost didn't get to walk down the aisle.
Right.
But if you remember, our mothers came together and said that ain't right.
Right.
And we almost didn't go to the 8th grade breakfast. But anyway,
Yeah.
I remember, but we didn't get to stay home. We had to go to work. And I remember I was cleaning the rectory lawn. I don't know if I was cutting the grass or sweeping up or raking leaves.
Yeah.
I was doing something. And the yellow school bus with all my best friends in the world is pulling away to go to Great America. And I'm in front of the rectory, sweeping or raking or doing some manual labor, crying. And I looked to my friends for support, and they all started laughing at me, giving me the finger. Peter Hillman drops his pants and moons me. And that was my the day before graduation.
Yeah.
And I was so upset.
Whatever.
I'll
I'm
tell
glad
you.
we did it.
I've been to Great America since. I may never go.
Mr. Lyons saved our ass too, I think.
I think so. I think we have to walk down the aisle. We gave that people a lot of tuition.
You're right. We did. We did. Nah, they were screwballs.
Listen, it was a great education, and I met the most amazing people that I'm still friends with to this
The only
day.
thing I remember from 8th grade, the whole education at St. Gregory's is those foolish cards that we had to use for math. Remember, you had to go through the cards, the SLA cards or whatever.
No.
They had a different color for each step you'd go up, a yellow card, an orange card, a green card. You don't even remember. Well, and I was really crappy in math, so I probably was at the yellow the whole time or the red. And then I remember I'm Okay, You're Okay, the book in religion. Yeah, that's what they were shoving down our throats. I'm okay, you're okay.
Well, I don't know if that's such a bad message, is it?
Why don't they just teach the Bible? Well, really. I mean, I didn't learn anything about the Bible until I played basketball for a Baptist church in high school, and we had to have Bible study in order to play basketball. And I learned more in that season of basketball about the Bible than I did my whole.
What are you talking about? You
career.
were an altar boy.
Yeah, I know. What about it?
They read the Bible in church to us.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I've learned it from church, but
Yeah.
not from school where our parents were paying money, is what I'm saying. You know?
All right.
And the other thing I remember, I forgot, was what Mr. Lyons, everything Mr. Lyons taught
Mr.
us.
Lyons was an amazing teacher.
Everything he taught
He
us.
taught us in 7th and 8th like college professors taught. It wasn't so much about the lesson as much about expanding your mind and being open to thought and expressing yourself and theory learning. So he was an amazing teacher.
He had a great impact on everybody.
All right.
Yep, we're done.
How are we looking?
This is Edgewaterdan and Dannyboy McDonough signing off. Thanks for coming in, stepping in. Matt Ruin on the board.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
And,
Always a pleasure, guys.
Stay warm, Chicago. We love you, and keep in touch. Keep the feedback. I got some
Yeah.
great feedback from people. Some people I haven't heard from in a long time, and they said that we made them laugh, and that made me happy. So keep that
Yeah.
feedback coming.
That's what it's all about, guys.
Hi, you know what? Well, cut it off. I'm going to be editing that out. That'll be edited out.
All right, peace. All right, is that all right?